Mateys, welcome to Black Sales Sports Talk. It's your boy Goody Good. Pledge allegiance to the nation. Hit that like and subscribe button below if you're rocking with me. If not, you can walk the plank and go straight down to Davy Jones locker, man. Let's get it. Today on the new episode of Lunch Break Archives, we're going to talk about the crashing quarterback market, you guys. If you guys have not been paying attention the last couple of seasons, the quarterback market has been on a bubble for a while, and this year it has popped. And I feel like we're going to see a huge crash in the quarterback market starting this year, okay? It started off with Deshaun Watson. For some reason, the Browns gave Deshaun Watson a $230 million fully guaranteed contract, okay? Even though he was fighting court cases of rape and whatever, they gave this dude $230 million fully guaranteed. Spread it out through five years. That started down a trickle effect with Russell Wilson getting a new contract with Denver, over $200 million, right? And now you have a young superstar in Lamar Jackson who says, I'm not playing unless I get $230 million fully guaranteed. He wants a Deshaun Watson contract. And why should he ask for less? He has more accolades. He's never in trouble off the field. He deserves the money. I don't think the Ravens should do it, but he deserves the money. So now you have GMs gauging, do they pay these players fully guaranteed contracts? This is not the NBA. This is not basketball. You can't start paying football players fully guaranteed contracts. It's going to totally ruin the game unless you give some type of safety net for the owners in terms of cap space, in terms of dead cap money, in terms of, whatever. Because what's going to happen is you're going to start punishing owners for trying to win. Okay? So if the Ravens go and they get Lamar Jackson a $230 million fully guaranteed contract, he goes out first game next season, breaks his legs, and never plays again. Nobody wishes that happens, but it's a possibility, right? Well, then they're now on the hook for $230 million for the next 5 years, and that's on their cap for the next 5 years, right? How are they supposed to build a team and be competitive when they got $50 million on the books for a player that's not even playing? So they're gauging that, and then they're looking across to the West Coast at a team called the San Francisco 49ers, who just drafted a player in the 7th round, Mr. Irrelevant, Brock Purdy, who went 8-1, only losing the championship game against the Philadelphia Eagles because he got injured. Brock Purdy was only making $700,000 a year last year. Wasn't even making $1 million. He went 8-1. He went 8-1. So why am I, as the GM, going to pay a Daniel Jones $40 million, a Jimmy Garoppolo $35 million? You know what I'm saying? Lamar Jackson $50 million fully guaranteed. Why am I going to pay these prices when it's more value to draft a quarterback in the 1st, 2nd, or 3rd round and handing them over the franchise? That allows me as a GM to build the team and not just focus on one position. Beforehand, it was always quarterback is the most important position in sports. And it still is. Don't get me wrong. It's still the most important position in football. But teams like the 49ers have showed you There's more than one way to build a franchise, and you don't need an elite quarterback to be an elite team. Okay? If you're not paying a quarterback $40-50 million, that's a good 3 or 4 superstar players that you could pay wherever you want to put them, whether it's on the offensive line, defensive line, whatever. Okay? And it's important to have, it's just as important to find a good quarterback as it is to have a good team around that quarterback. All right? So, the Ravens have a decision. And I think that decision should be put the non-exclusive tag on Lamar Jackson. Do not participate in the nonsense. Don't start giving quarterbacks $230 million fully guaranteed. Because if you start doing that, you know what I'm saying? We're going to be talking about in 2-3 years from now, players like Mac Jones, players like, whoever you think is a mid-level quarterback getting $50 million a year. Most of it fully guaranteed. That can't happen to the league, you guys. You got to let some of these GMs that are quarterback hungry pay these contracts and fall flat on their faces. Because the NFL has changed throughout the years. And this is the only thing that's saving the GMs right now. Beforehand, you could pick a quarterback in the draft, and it was more than a 50% chance that that quarterback was going to be a bust. Because what they did in college did not translate to the pro level. Well, it's different now. The NFL is changing to more of a college-style offense. This benefits quarterbacks coming out of the draft. The NFL is now built for teams to score high points, score 30-plus points, make the game more exciting, give less ability to the defense to actually play defense. Okay? You can't rough up anybody anymore on defense. It's all about the offense. And these schemes that some of these younger offensive coordinators, younger head coaches are using are a lot of college schematics. Okay? RPO, choice routes, option routes. This is all stuff that is being implemented into the NFL at a high rate, which benefits the Brock Purdy's coming in, benefits the Joe Burrows and stuff like that coming in. They hit the ground running. The smart GMs know this, and they're going to say, you know what? Enough of the nonsense. I'm no longer going to pay a mid-level quarterback elite money. Okay? And I agree with them. I don't think the Giants should fold to Daniel Jones and pay him $40 million a year. That's nonsense. He's not a $40 million quarterback. I'm glad that Ziegler and Mark Davis and company decided not to pay DC $40+ million next season, because even though DC is okay, he's not a $40 million quarterback. Okay? When you pay a quarterback that much money, you can't do stuff with the other holes that's on the team. So it's going to be very interesting. I'm looking at a couple of contracts to see how this quarterback market is going to change. I'm looking at what the Ravens are going to do with Lamar Jackson. Okay? What the Giants are going to do with Daniel Jones, and what type of money players like DC and Garoppolo are going to get. Okay? But yeah, right now, the 49ers are laughing because they got 2 quarterbacks and their salaries together are under $10 million. Same with the Patriots. They got 2 quarterbacks. Both of their salaries are under $5 or $6 million. That's how you build a franchise, you guys. You don't have to pay these quarterbacks upwards of $40 million a year. And I don't think we should. I'm just about 5 minutes ago before I started making this video. Raiders are no longer going after Aaron Rodgers. Now, whether that's Aaron Rodgers deciding that he wants to stay with the Packers, or the Jets outbidding the Raiders, or whatever it is, I'm glad it didn't happen. And I told you why in multiple videos. If you didn't catch it, go back and look at the videos. I didn't want to spend $40 million on a quarterback that's only going to be here for 2 years. This allows us to either put Stiddy, give him the franchise and build the defense, or pick one of these young bulls in the draft. That's what we're made to do right now. We got all the skill set positions. We got a good enough offensive line. Let's pick one of these quarterbacks that fall to 7 and build a defense. Let's build it right. Let's build it from the ground up. Let's stop this reloading and trying to win now stuff, man. Let's build the team correctly. If you guys disagree, go ahead and comment below. Until then, Black Sails out.